Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? I mean, picture this. First morning in my so-called dream retirement, standing in the middle of my brand new front lawn, and here comes this woman, full throttle, like she owns the air you breathe. She actually tried to shake me down for 40 grand, cash, just for the privilege of moving into the house I already paid for. And when I refused, she lost her mind, called her little army to kick me out of my own property, like that was ever going to happen. You know, you'd think after 30 years of wrangling with every type of bully and crook out there, I'd have earned myself a bit of peace and quiet by the lake. But no, Donna Wellington had other plans for me. Yeah, let me back up a sec. Name's Daniel Rivera, 30 years in law enforcement, and I thought I was finally trading in the handcuffs for fishing rods. I found this gorgeous place out at Lake Vista, 2-story colonial, wraparound porch, old oaks that give you just the right shade on a hot afternoon. Paid cash, everything legal, paperwork clean as a preacher's Sunday suit. What could possibly go wrong, right? Moving day hits, I'm just directing traffic for the movers, soaking in that fresh lake air, and out storms Donna. Picture every HOA Karen meme you've ever seen, but in real life. Not a hair out of place, decked out in a white pantsuit, brandishing a clipboard like she's going to knight someone with it. And the volume on this lady, she's hollering at the movers, at me, at the sky, waking up squirrels in the next county. Who authorized this move-in? I'm Donna Wellington, president of Lake Vista HOA. And you could hear in her voice, this wasn't her first shakedown. She's the kind of person who's never heard the word no and actually believed it. Now, my movers, bless them, they look between us like they're watching Wimbledon, head on a swivel, waiting to see who's about to get smacked with a racket. I try to stay calm, tell her my name, tell her I bought the place, got all my documents, not looking for any trouble. But that just makes her ramp it up another notch. She waves this official document at me, gold seals, her signature sprawling across the bottom like she's signing the Declaration of Independence. These fees are absolutely non-negotiable, she says. No payment, no move-in. She's got the whole Queen of the Castle routine down to a science. So I take the paper, scan it over. You can't do 3 decades as a detective and not spot a bad forgery at 20 paces. Right away, I see it. Wrong notarization, missing stamps, the legal language all wrong. And the numbers, man, the numbers. 18 grand for premium lake access, 12 for community compliance, 8 for security, 2,000 for administrative processing, 40,000 all in due immediately. I hand it back to her and say, even as I can, I've reviewed every HOA document there is. These fees don't exist in any bylaw or covenant. That's when I see her mask slip for the first time, just a crack. Her voice goes up an octave, her eyes go sharp. She tells me, I built this place from nothing. I decide who belongs, and there's this dangerous glint in her eye, like she really believes it. Then she leans in, all fake whispers and perfume, and tells me her husband's a sheriff, Blake Wellington, runs the county with an iron fist. Now it all clicks. The scared neighbors peeking out from behind curtains. The way everyone's keeping their distance. This isn't an HOA president. This is a small-town boss running a protection racket. She gives me till sunset to pay and apologize, or else. I tell her, steady as I can, I own this house legally. I'm moving in today, with or without your permission. She smiles, but it's that ice-cold kind of smile, and she storms off, already dialing her husband. Blake, we got a problem at the lake, she's shouting, and I'm thinking, okay, Daniel, welcome to Lake Vista. So much for peaceful retirement. Next morning, psychological warfare kicks in. All 4 tires on my truck, slashed. Deep, angry cuts. And under my wiper, this fancy cream-colored note, watermark, of course, saying, last warning, pay or leave. The handwriting's disguised, but come on. Who uses luxury stationery for a threat? Arrogance or stupidity? Maybe both. That afternoon, I get a visit from a city inspector, clipboard, attitude, bogus complaint about dock permits. I show him every permit, every signature, everything county approved. He can't find a thing wrong, looks genuinely disappointed, mutters something about mixed up wires. Right? But that's not all. By evening, the real campaign starts. 3 noise complaints in one night. First, A patrol car for loud music. I'm playing classical at a whisper. Officer looks embarrassed, apologizes. Second, power tools after hours. I'm hanging a picture with a screwdriver. The rookie cop actually laughs out loud. Third, party disturbance. I'm reading on my porch. Every officer looks more ashamed than the last, but they all say the same thing. Orders come from above. I know this tactic, seen it my whole career. Harass until the target gives up, wears down, moves away. Psychological warfare by the book. And the message is clear. Pay up or suffer endlessly. So, the next morning, I try talking to a neighbor. Mrs. White, tending roses, so perfect they could win ribbons at the fair. I introduce myself, and she nearly jumps out of her skin, won't even look at me, hurries inside and bolts her door. Same thing happens with every neighbor I approach. Everyone's friendly, but too scared to be seen talking. That's fear, plain and simple, the kind you see in places run by the mob. Later, at the mailbox, I overhear Donna making a not-so-subtle threat to a local landscaper, something about a community support fee and how problems happen if you don't pay. Permits get delayed, inspections go bad, customers start complaining, all just part of the process. The language is smooth, but the threat is real. And then, just as the sun starts dipping behind the oaks, Sheriff Blake Wellington shows up at my door. This guy is built like he eats linebackers for breakfast, full uniform, hand near his sidearm, using every inch of his size to try to make me feel small. He accuses me of harassing his wife and disrupting the community. I stay calm, tell him I refuse to pay unauthorized fees. He tries to play it cool, says these are legitimate assessments. I ask to see the voting records, his smile drops. Now he's all threats. Life gets difficult for troublemakers. I ask if that's a threat. He leans in, just how things work in this county. And that, right there, tells me everything I need to know. But you know what they say, bullies always overplay their hand. Saturday rolls around. I'm unloading my last boxes when Donna appears at the end of the driveway, this time with a whole crew in tow. They look more like hostages than supporters, but she's got them lined up as her witnesses. She starts in with the yelling, declaring, "You can't move in without paying." I keep my cool, keep moving boxes. More neighbors are out now, phones up, recording. The whole neighborhood's buzzing, because for once, someone isn't backing down. I tell her, lakes aren't owned by people. Communities aren't kingdoms. You don't get to be queen here. That's it. She completely unravels. Full meltdown. Screaming, purple in the face, mascara running, designer suit rumpled. She's ranting about how she built this place and makes the rules, and honestly, I'm half expecting her to pull out a crown. Meanwhile, I just keep moving my stuff, cool as a cucumber. The crowd's growing. People are whispering. Maybe someone will finally stand up to her. There's this energy in the air, years of fear starting to crack. Donna, furious, dials her husband. "Blake, get down here right now." He's trespassing, harassing me, refusing to follow the rules. Blake says he'll be there with backup. 5 minutes later, sirens wailing, patrol cars rolling up like we're about to film an episode of Cops. Blake steps out, all show. Donna's shrieking, "Arrest him." He looks at me, says, "You can't move in until all fees are paid." I tell him, "Sheriff, I think you might want your deputies to head back to their cars. This might get embarrassing for you." He's irritated, tells me to show ID. And here's where it gets fun. I pull out my wallet, slow, dramatic, all eyes on me. Instead of handing my card to Blake, I give it to the youngest deputy, Smith. He studies it, goes pale, hands trembling. "Sheriff, you really need to see this." Blake grabs it, looks, and you could just see the blood drain from his face. It's over. Detective Daniel Rivera, State Police Criminal Investigation Division, 30-year service. Higher authority than any sheriff in this state. I say it loud so everyone hears. I have higher authority than you. I'm here because of the corruption I've seen. Gasps from the crowd, phones everywhere. Donna's jaw drops. "You're a cop? That's not fair. You tricked us." I address the crowd, tell them I didn't come to start trouble, but I couldn't let what I saw go unchecked. Neighbors finally start to speak up. Mrs. White, shaking but determined, says, Thank you. She made us pay thousands. Others chime in, telling their stories. Forced payments for landscaping, bogus permits, threats, harassment. Donna absolutely loses it, screaming about how she's queen, how she rules here. I tell her, "You're not a queen. You're a criminal." And I pull out my phone, play the recordings I've made of her extortion attempts, sent to my superiors already. Blake tries to talk his way out, offers to work something out. I shut him down. "You threatened a police officer. Help your wife steal. This is serious." Spontaneous applause breaks out. People are hugging, crying. After years of fear, Lake Vista is finally free. News vans show up. Stories break everywhere. Within days, state and federal authorities move in. Donna and Blake both arrested, her for theft and racketeering, him for conspiracy and civil rights violations. 6 months later, I'm standing on the courthouse steps, verdicts handed down. Blake gets 12 years, Donna gets 8. Lake Vista has a new HOA board, real elections, financial transparency, every fee audited and restitution paid. Mrs. White is the new president. Tony's treasurer. Emily leads the transparency committee. And for the first time, people are actually proud to live here. Property values up, neighbors trust each other, community barbecues every weekend. The story goes viral. 2 million views on that badge reveal video alone. People reach out from across the country, telling me they found courage to challenge their own corrupt HOAs. There's even a federal task force now, and I got roped into testifying before Congress. They passed the Wellington laws, requiring HOA transparency nationwide. And maybe the best part is just sitting on my dock, coffee in hand, watching the sun set over the lake. Kids playing, neighbors laughing, no more fear, no more kingdoms, just people looking out for each other. Families I helped get their money back, a community restored, and finally, a sense of peace. But here's the twist. Turns out, the Wellingtons were just the tip of a much bigger iceberg. HOA corruption rings run deep, and after this, I get calls from all over. "Detective Rivera, we need help. Our president's stealing millions from seniors. It never ends. So tell me, was justice really served? Or did I just wake up bigger fish? What would you do if this was your neighborhood?" Drop your thoughts in the comments, because standing up to bullies doesn't end with one arrest. It starts with one person saying, "Enough." And that person can be anyone, even you. If you believe justice matters, hit that like button, share your story below, and let's keep the fight alive, because nobody should have to live in fear where they call home.